Hi guys, this is Patrick again from MediaTek.com, and itong buong O Plus Ultra lineup is one of the few ranges of smartphones that really delivers ultra-large batteries. Kaya they came up with the name Ultra. Now, itong market na to ay medyo sumisikat talaga ngayon. Siguro kasi dahil napapagod na rin yung mga consumers na mag-charge ng device nila every night. Now, we have here the O Plus Ultra 3.0. Ngayon, yung dalawang unang Ultra, which is actually may review kami, linked up there, they only had 4,000 mAh of battery. Now, medyo malaki siya actually, pero with this one kasi, itong O Plus Ultra 3.0, it now has 4,700 mAh battery. That's 700 more. Also, isa pang nag-step up sa device na to ay yung presyo niya. It is now currently sold at around 8,995 pesos. Medyo a few thousand more expensive than the older one. But were they able to make a device that would justify that price tag? Sapat na ba na meron na tayong malaking battery, a photographer's choice, camera, at kung ano-ano pa? Well, let's figure that out in our full review. Now, medyo binago na ng O Plus yung design ng Ultra this time around. The device now has rounded corners and the edges at the back is now also curved to increase ergonomics when holding the device. Itong rounded aesthetics is also carried on the front thanks to the 2.5D arc glass. Yung front panel sa harap ay medyo curved na rin ng konti. Yun nga lang, itong O Plus Ultra ay gawa pa rin sa plastic, which is actually a good thing rather than bad. Isa sa mga rason kung bakit maganda pa rin to ay napababa niya yung presyo ng device. Pangalawa, sobrang ganit itong device na to despite the large 4,700 mAh battery that's inside it. Now, speaking of the battery, natatanggal yung back panel nitong device. Yun nga lang, yung battery hindi. Users will now have a hard time replacing the batteries when they start to crap out over time, or swap it with a fully charged one when it runs out of juice. But running out of juice might be the least of your concern dahil sobrang ganda talaga ng battery performance ng device na to. Screen on time reached for up to 5 hours and 40 minutes. That is significantly longer than the standard 4-hour mark na nakukuha namin sa ibang devices. Sinabi rin ng O Plus na kaya magtagal ng device na to ng 2 araw with light to moderate usage. Pero ako, I was able to achieve 3 days with still 15% of battery left. Now, if that ain't impressive, I don't know what is. At maliban sa malaking battery, the O Plus 3.0 also has a 5.5-inch IPS display which has 1280 by 720 resolution and has a pixel density of 267. Now, there's actually pros and cons on only having a 720p panel with the O Plus 3.0. Having a 720p panel means that konti lang yung pixels na kailangang i-power nitong device, kaya nakakatulong sa battery saving. Pero on the bad side, having a panel with few pixel count on a large 5.5-inch display isn't really ideal. Medyo nawawala na yung sharpness and details. But nonetheless, unless you are pixel peeping, the display quality is still acceptable for the average consumer. Colors are decent, with deep blacks that are common to IPS display, and the large display gives a really large real estate for productivity and immersive gaming. And speaking of gaming, the O Plus Ultra 3.0 has a MediaTek MT6580 chipset, which has a 1.3 GHz quad-core processor, 2GB of RAM, and a Mali 400MP GPU. Yung processing power na meron ng device na to is medyo underwhelming, even on paper. Browsing through social media applications like Facebook and Instagram, or kahit mag-browse ka sa home screen, medyo mapapansin mo na meron talagang bumpiness na present. Gaming experience is also middling on this thing. Lahat naman ng gaming titles ay playable with decent frame rates. Yun nga lang, hindi siya ganun ka-smooth like with the competitors. Also, dahil meron ng mga device na may RAM na 3GB, 4GB, 6GB, yung 2GB na RAM nitong O Plus Ultra ay medyo maliit na talaga. It will take a few seconds for an app to launch. Also, switching between applications isn't as seamless when compared to the competition. Another disappointing thing is the camera. This thing isn't really a photographer's choice. Although don't get me wrong, this is not the worst thing that I have seen on any smartphone, but it is also not the best. So clearly, hindi talaga ma-appeal ang mga photographers dito. We have an 8-megapixel primary camera with LED flash that delivers decent performance. Photos taken looks sharp, dynamic range is decent, and colors look a bit pale but quite acceptable. Shooting at low light scenario is also middling. Photos are serviceable but not as stunning as it should be. The 5-megapixel front-facing camera also has satisfactory performance. It's clearly not made for extensive self-portrait shooting, but it sure is capable for making video calls. Now, bad things doesn't end there. It is 2016 already, at naniniwala ako na yung mga device na ino-offer ng mga manufacturers ngayon should be capable of supporting 4G networks. Since lahat na ng mga applications ngayon becomes more demanding on consuming data, network antennas should be able to cope up. Alam naman natin na medyo mabagal na talaga yung 3G connection ngayon. Lalo na sa mga lugar na medyo mabagal talaga yung internet. At sa nakikita kong problema, pag tinatry kong buksan yung 3G connection, minsan nahihirapang kumonek itong O+ Ultra. It takes about half a minute before it gets connected. But to shake off the bad stuff, huwag natin kalimutan yung malaking 144GB of onboard storage. Now, O+ have pre-populated the tucked-away microSD card slot with a 128GB microSD card. So, simpleng mathematics lang to. Itong O+ Ultra meron na talaga siyang 16GB of internal storage, plus yung addition ng extra 128GB na microSD card na naka-built-in na sa loob ng device. So, basically 16 plus 128 is 144GB. The O+ Ultra also runs in Android Marshmallow 6.0. And of course, just like any other locally made device, wala siyang skins on top of it. Also, just like any other O+ device na lumabas, meron pa rin tayo itong mga doodle controls, which is kinda handy for, shortcuts. You can just draw a shape or a letter while the screen is off and then it will automatically open an app. You can adjust it on the settings menu. Now to wrap it up, I think itong O+ Ultra is really targeted to those consumers na medyo seryoso dun sa battery game nila. At din naman natin sila masisisi since itong buong Ultra lineup is really made for that. Pero I think for its price tag na 8,995 pesos, medyo hindi pa rin siya justifiable. Hindi enough na meron kang 4,700 mAh na battery at 144 onboard na storage. Pero dapat na-cater din nila yung basic na pangangailangan ng isang consumers para sa isang device. Although I can forgive O+ for compromising some parts of the Ultra 3.0. For one, yung 720p display niya. Actually, mas okay siya since less ngayon napapower niyang pixels. Plus, nakakatulong talaga siya sa battery. Also, itong all-plastic build is okay rin siya since magaan siya despite yung napakalaki niyang battery sa loob. And lastly, yung claim nila na photographer's choice na camera, I can just let it slide, really. Since hindi naman siya sobrang pangit na camera, although hindi rin siya sobrang ganda. Pero capable naman siya, like nakita niyo sa mga sample pictures kanina. Yun nga lang, what really grinds my gears are yung sobrang underpowered na processor, tsaka yung lack of 4G LTE connectivity. I mean, it's already 2016. Malapit na mag-2017 actually. Yung mabagal na processor, tsaka mabagal na internet connectivity should be the least of our problems. But nonetheless, mahirap pa rin i-discount yung fact na sobrang ganda talaga ng battery performance na to. I mean, yung power bank ko parang nakalive siya ng 3 araw dahil lang hindi pa rin nalulobot ang device na to. Tsaka sobrang naka rin talaga ng storage space ng device na to. I mean, I was able to store a full season of my favorite TV series in this device. Overall, I think O+ Ultra really delivered on the expected aspects. However, I think the 8,995 price tag wasn't really justified. So yeah, basically that's it. This is Patrick Cañete again from napgeeks.com. And make sure to hit the thumbs up button and share this video if you liked it. And also subscribe if you still haven't. Also, for a more detailed look about this device plus other tech news, reviews, and tutorials, make sure to check out our website, which will be linked below or over here. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.